I've already got three people waiting. Hello, everyone. Are we there? Hi, everybody. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Tiffany is here, and it looks like that is it. So far, hello. I'm sorry we're running late. I have got some exciting guests. Two of them are, we've got eight people watching. That's awesome. Two of them you may recognize because two of them are hosts of March Mystery Madness, and they are booktubers. And the guy who may look like me up there in the corner is my brother Clay. He is a reader of mysteries and all kinds of interesting books, and so I thought it would be fun to have him on. Now he may have to hop up and leave. His wife is having some health issues, and they've got a doctor appointment in a little bit. But I'm so excited that he was able to come on, and I feel like I'm shouting. I'm sorry. How is the audio? I'm on my daughter's computer again to make it the audio a little bit better. You guys out there watching, am I being too loud? I tend to yell, and I'm sorry. All right, so let me go around and introduce. Laura, you go first, and Tim, and then Clay. Tell us what you're reading this month. Now, I'll give you a heads up. Laura said she's been in a reading slump, but I want you to tell us how you're doing on your read along. Have you been reading this, and how you're liking it, and all of that?
Okay. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm 2 4. My thing off. Okay.
We're getting a little bit of echo from you, Laura.
Yeah. Do you have earbuds or anything? I'm hearing an echo. Clay said he is too, and I forgot to bring my earbuds too.
I shut my computer off, so me.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it. I don't feel like reading. I just feel like creating. But I am listening to one book, so I'm trying to get through Lizzie's book. What are we reading, Lizzie?
The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Yeah, that's enough to put anybody in a reading slump. It's not a good book. I don't think. At least I'm not enjoying it really.
You know,
not really.
Yeah, so it's not that great. It has a lot of POVs. I don't know. The book's not going. It has a lot of POVs, but the audiobook is pretty good because it does change the narration when they talk. So yeah, that's what I'm listening to. But otherwise, I can't really pick anything up because I have distraction, ADD or something, and I don't want to read. So that's it.
Yeah, we all go through different seasons, and sometimes, I think readathons can make people get to where they don't want to read. All right, I'm gonna mute myself, and Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm pretty much retired now because of health reasons. I mainly read police procedurals and thrillers, stuff like that, and books in the public domain. The book I'm reading now is The Black Base by Michael Connelly. Reading it for the weather prompt, and I have under 100 pages to go, so I'll be finishing it today. After I finish it, I have only 3 books to go. That will be the one for time, the one for space, and the bonus prompt.
The book you're reading now, which prompt is it for?
This is for the weather.
Weather, okay, black ice. All right. So Clay may not know. I don't know if he's been following along with March Mystery Madness, but Clay, we have reading prompts, and the title of your book is supposed to fit with one of the reading prompts, just to play along. And there's 8 different prompts. I don't even know them in order. They kind of rhyme: weather, color, time, and space. I think that's the last 4. Person, number, something. I don't even remember. Oh, single, number, person, place. That's the first 4. So anyway, it's just a fun thing that sometimes people do in readathons. So awesome, Tim. So it sounds like you're about half done with your prompts. I'm about at the halfway point too, and we're already 2/3 of the way through the month. So, it is what it is. I'll catch up. All right, so let's hear from Clay. Let me unmute him and tell us about so everybody, since you're not a booktuber, people don't know you, and tell us what you like to read and some of your favorite books and anything else you want to say about yourself. Hang on. Sorry, you were muted. Sorry, I was trying to. I was hitting the wrong button. All right, go ahead.
I'm a little bit older than Elizabeth, about 12 years, and I am retired too, but I was working part-time until I had to quit and stay home and be a full-time caregiver. So it gives me more time to read, but I'm not in BookTube or any book clubs. I have to admit that most of my book finds come from Goodwill and thrift stores, and so they're not necessarily the newest releases. I read a lot of older books. But I do love mysteries. I love some nonfiction, particularly as it relates to travel and road trips. And I'm getting ready to read a book called, let me grab it here. Don't Make Me Pull Over. It's about a person's recollection of their road trips when they were a kid. And I think it's got some humor. And I like some books with humorous characters, and but as far as mysteries, I have read some mostly murder mysteries lately. I just got through reading James Patterson's Kiss the Girls for the first time. I'd seen the movie. You may remember it. It stars Naomi Judd and what's the black guy that's really in a lot of commercials and played with Jim Carrey on, I can't even remember his name now, but
Is it Samuel
anyway,
L.
that was,
Jackson or?
Who did you say? It's not Morgan Freeman, is it?
Morgan Freeman, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember
that
whether
movie
it's Morgan
was
Freeman
popular
or Samuel
about
L.
5 or 6
Jackson.
years ago. So I just finished that one and enjoyed it, even though I'd seen the movie. A lot of times the books are a little better, and it was a little more vivid to me, a little more detail in the story, and I enjoyed that one. As far as mysteries go, I am in a series of Karen Slaughter books, and they're a little bit graphic for me, but they're murder mysteries. I just finished one called Fractured. I don't know if y'all have read that one, but it's like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years old. So I don't read a lot of new books. I do read some new books on Libby and occasionally, but I usually have to wait on hold with them a while before I can get access to them. I've got so many books to read in my library that I want to read and get rid of so I can clear some bookshelves that I haven't read too much new stuff. But enough about me. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine. Clay and I don't get a chance to talk very much, and I have said in an earlier video this year that in August, which is when my brother and sister have their birthdays, that I'm gonna read I'm gonna do some reading in honor of their birthdays, some recommendations that they've given me. And so, Clay, one thing you recommended to me was the Ken Follett books. The Pillars of the Earth, and so
Right.
I'm going to try to read that in August, and
They're not
and I
mysteries.
can't remember what else. Well, no, but we're just reading mysteries for March, so so that's fine. Hang on a second, I'm going to mute because Katie needs to tell me something. Sorry, Katie had a question. Y'all could have kept talking while anytime I have to mute myself, y'all go ahead and talk. Clay, I think that there's a clicky sound. I think it may be coming from you because when I mute you, it's coming, it stops. So I don't know.
I don't know. Move the phone further away. I'm just on my cell phone. I don't have a webcam, so.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right.
I want to say real quickly that these are not mysteries either, but a couple of new release books that I just read that I was really impressed with, or I say released in the last 3 or 4 years, were by Kristen Hanna. I don't know if you've read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna was excellent, I thought. And then prior to that, the one about the girl whose family moves to Alaska and goes off grid, and her father has some issues, and I don't remember the name of it now. The Great Alone, I think.
The Great Alone. Yeah, I had to read that for book club last year. That was really good. Yeah, and we all read other stuff other than mysteries. It's just that this month is March Mystery Madness, so that's what we're reading predominantly this month. So, all right. Now, you mentioned James Patterson. Let me unmute Tim here. Tim got me to read James Patterson last year, I guess. Was it last year that you, for your read along? Well, you've been reading the James Patterson series for a while, haven't you? The Alex.
Yeah, I'm well over halfway through the Alex Cross series.
Yeah, so I read the first one either last year or year before for March Mystery Madness, and it was okay. Not really my type of book. It was pretty dark and gritty. I'm more into the cozier side of things, but yeah, I can definitely see why people enjoy it.
Yeah, I was going to tell Clay that I also get round out my books in at thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and then I go to Half Price Books outlet store where I get the ones get them on clearance there. So they're all used books that I read.
Sorry, I've had a frog in my throat all morning. So yeah, Clay, you were talking about getting used books. I think we're all a fan of used books. And Tim, you might want to check out his YouTube channel. A couple years ago, and even this year too, I think, didn't you do some stuff about the Gutenberg Library and where to find free books online?
Yes,
Tim is an expert on how to find free books online. So I'll be putting a link to everybody's channel down in the description after this uploads. So let's say hello to the people in the comments. We already said hi to Cheryl and Tammy and Tiffany that were here. I don't know if they're still here. But Donna got here from the studio in the library. Hi, Donna. That was her that I put up her comment a while ago. And Lisa is here. Hi, Lisa. Breezy Ann is going to be on next week, you guys. So come and meet her. What did she say? You're intimidated by Ken Follett. So, Clay, how many Ken Follett books have you read? Have you read a lot of them?
I've read all of the Kingsbridge and Century trilogies, all 6 of them. That he's just come out with a prequel to the Kingsbridge series, and I have not read it yet.
It's a prequel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's set like in AD 900 or something, and I want to read it. It's on my to read list, but I haven't.
Now Clay is on Goodreads, so if any of y'all want to friend him on Goodreads, you could probably find him. Clay, is it all right if I put a link to your Goodreads page on this video, and maybe you can get some more Goodreads friends? Is that all right?
And
okay.
I can hear from some of your group, some of the things they're reading.
I was going to tell Clay I do have several Ken Follett books, but I haven't read any of them yet.
How long does it take you to read one, Clay?
He wrote quite a few suspense novels set in the Middle East, military type, and I haven't read any of those yet, but I hope to.
So Clay, Cheryl Gilmore, she was on here last week with me. She said she wants to read Ken Follett. What would you recommend that you start with?
I would start with Pillars of the Earth.
Okay.
It's the first of the Kingsbridge series.
Okay. I think that's where I plan to start as well. I've got a physical copy of that one and the second one, but I'll probably listen to them on audio. Now, Clay, you don't do audiobooks, right? How long does it take you to read a James Patterson, or not James Patterson? How long does it take you to read a Ken Follett book? How fast do you read?
It's a long book, or they're long books for the most part, and maybe averaging reading 1 or 2 hours a day. It'd probably take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's still pretty fast for a book of that size. All right, let me go back to Charlotte's here. Charlotte, are you surprised to see Clay on here? Charlotte's our sister. You met her a couple of weeks ago. If you watched, she was on here. Charlotte's in the comments. And let's see who else. Did I say hi to everybody? Cheryl Will says she just finished the latest Alex Cross. So Tim, you're about halfway done with it, right? Are you reading them in order?
Yeah, I'm
Hang
reading
on.
them. Yeah, I'm reading them in order. I'm a little over halfway done. I'm on like 15 or 16.
Okay. How many are there?
No, I know there's over 20 now.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Patterson's a
let's
prolific writer.
let me ask Laura, have you ever read any of these books they're talking about? Ken Follett or James Patterson or any of these? I know you read a lot of thrillers. Have you read any of these?
I have the birth. I started, but I DNF books very often. So it's side of my bed. I think I read about 200 pages and then I stopped reading it. So
Of which book?
it was good. I enjoyed what I read. It's just that I get bored very quickly and it's just sitting on the side of my bed. I do own the second book as well, but
Are you talking about James Patterson?
no, James Patterson, I could read fast. No, the Ken Follett book.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember, yeah, a year or two ago when you were talking about that, you were trying to do a read along with somebody, right? So you didn't end up finishing it.
It's still sitting on the side of my bed,
Yeah,
but haven't picked it.
yeah. Did you try the audio of it?
I feel like audiobooks I don't get as much in my mind as
Mhm.
read it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true of me too, but sometimes that's the only way I can make myself get into a book, especially if it's intimidating like that. So, have any of you guys out there watching, have y'all listened to any of the Ken Follett books on audio?
I tend to get distracted trying to listen to an audio book, so
Yeah, for sure. I think Clay had to go for a minute, but I've got him muted. So anyway, let's go through some of the comments. So John is here from Australia. Hello, John. He always has such nice comments. So yes, thanks, Tiffany. He remembered finally who The Great Alone. Yeah, Kristen Hanna is really good. I've read two or three by her. I've read The Great Alone and Winter Garden. Our book club read The Nightingale, but I did not get to read it. So okay, so Tiffany, I will tell Clay whenever he comes back that he should read Firefly Lane. I have not read that one either. All right, Cheryl says Karen Slaughter can be very up or down. You've enjoyed. Oh, so you've either enjoyed it or absolutely disliked it. I know what other booktuber talks about Karen Slaughter? Is it Sarah, the bookish knitter? Have you, Laura? Did you mention Karen Slaughter today?
I read by her. And
You didn't like it?
no, she cursed out, and I like the style. It's
Okay.
graphic, like
Yeah.
lots of rape and torture, and I really like the book that I read. I had to try her again. The book that I read,
Yeah. I don't like a lot of graphic content either. So Cheryl, you said you tried James Patterson, didn't really like it. He's got a lot of different types of things. I mean, he's got some middle grade books and all of that. The only thing I guess I've read by him is that Alex Cross book. I might be willing to try the middle grade stuff, but I just haven't had time. So what else? Who else? Let's see. Here's something else about Patterson. Patterson really isn't as good as he used to be. Okay, with the exception of Alex Cross, Michael Bennett, and Women's Murder Club. Okay, so yeah, those are his main series, right? And then he has his name on a lot of books that people I've always heard that like other people write those, and he maybe has a little bit of input, and his name sort of helps him to get published. That's just kind of what I've heard. So Breezy Ann says, I think listening and reading helps me get through some of the heftier historical books. Yeah, and Ken Follett is definitely hefty and historical. So that's, I agree. That helps me a lot too. And I totally get what Laura and Tim both said, though, that sometimes it's harder to to get into it with audio, but sometimes I could use audio to sort of get me into a book a little bit, and then maybe I'll pick up the print book and read a chapter, and then I'm like, okay, oh, okay, now I know what's going on, and then I can go on forward with the audio. But yeah, sometimes I have to do a little bit of both, and then sometimes I have to watch the movie. And then I really get it. Like, what was the book we read last year for book club? Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. I kind of got what was happening. I listened to the audio, the first few chapters, like 2 or 3 times, and I could not understand it. So I sat down with the book and I read the prologue and a little bit of, I think, the first chapter. And then I kind of started getting it. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, I totally get it now. And I have to do that with Jane Austen too. So sometimes these historical things are tough to get through. All right. Well, do y'all want to read? We've been on for half an hour now. I had told these guys that we didn't necessarily have to do a reading sprint. My brother, I don't know if he even has time. He may have to go here in a little bit. Do you guys want to read? Or do y'all want to just chat for a little bit and then go home? You're already home.
I'm good with either.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Laura, tell us, I didn't get a chance to, I don't know if you actually told us, did you say you have read this or no? Did you get it done? You finished it?
Yes. I did have it on my Goodreads read along. I put all my comments in for every time I stopped.
Okay.
So at least I finished 2 books so far from March Madness.
Yeah. So I've read this, but tell everybody who maybe hasn't read this, tell them what you thought of it. And
Okay, it's his name is Theodore or Teddy, and he's 13 years old, and his parents are lawyers, and he decides to be like a lawyer as well. He gives advice to his friends and stuff like that, lawyer advice. There's a murder trial going on, and he attends the murder trial, and it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed reading it, and yeah, so that's it.
so yeah, I have read about 4 of these, I think. I'm not sure how many are in the series. Maybe there's 6. And this is a really good idea to read if you want to combine March Mystery Madness and Middle Grade March. And it's just really good because he's 13, so he's not a lawyer, but he has learned so much about the law because his parents are both lawyers, and he's so interested in it that they gave him a little office in their law office, and people come to him with problems, like his friends, or sometimes his friends will have adults in their life who don't have money or are afraid to hire a lawyer or don't really need an actual lawyer. They just have some kind of legal question. And so he'll actually help them, but he doesn't go outside the law. I mean, he's not doing anything illegal. He has appeared in animal court, and you don't have to be an actual registered lawyer to appear in animal court, but he'll help people, like if they're intimidated and they're having like some kind of a dispute with a neighbor over an animal or something, then he'll speak for them in animal court. And then because he sort of sticks his nose in to situations, he ends up getting in actual danger in some of his situations. And I don't remember, it's been a while since I read this first one, so I don't remember the actual story of this first one. They're all kind of muddled up in my head. But I just thought it was a really good series. And I think John Grisham is a lawyer. That's why he does a lot of legal thrillers and stuff. So for him to do it on a middle grade level, I think is really good. And so, yeah, I would recommend it. I'm glad that Laura enjoyed it. And I didn't reread it again with you, but I might come on your in your Goodreads group and make some comments. I'll have to go back and just remind myself of the actual story of this one. But I would definitely recommend. It's a series that I will definitely finish. I exhausted all of the audio versions that my library had. They had up to like book 4, and my library doesn't have any more of them on audio, but I haven't searched lately, so I need to go back and search. So, all right, let's go back to the comments. Cheryl says, She has Resin Theodore Boone. You liked him? Good, good. And you are currently reading a book called Magic Words. It's how to write a middle grade book. Okay, very good, very good. Yes, Cheryl is a writer, so that's awesome. As far as mysteries, you're currently listening to Hannah Swinson, The Wedding Cake Murder on audio. Okay, so yeah, Wedding Cake Murder. That is, what is that, around like book 20-ish or something? When you get to about book 15, things kind of start changing, and the dynamic of the love triangle starts changing. And then there is a wedding, but for those of you who are earlier in the series, I won't say who the wedding is with, but you know, a lot of people don't like where it went after that. I don't know. I think with the direction she went, it came out about as good as it could. Now I'm wondering where she'll go from here. I have the most recent one, and I was just saying last night when I did my week 3 wrap up that it's overdue at the library, and I'm only like a couple chapters in, so I may have to put it on the back burner and not read any more of it until I can get it again, or until I can get it on audio, because it's a new release. It won't renew, and a lot of people are in line for it. And I hate to make anybody else wait while I'm, stumbling around reading slow. All right. What else? Anything else you guys want to talk about? We might just, I kind of have a feeling, well, for one thing, my dog won't stop barking. I don't know if y'all can hear him, and Clay may not be able to come back. And what I kind of need to do is I finished copy editing this book for Jack Castle, and he's doing a program tonight at our library, and I have not flagged everything, and I really kind of need to do that. And I don't really want to do it on a live stream. So I feel like I can't let myself just enjoy reading until I finish that, because that's kind of my priority today. So let me just let me show you guys what I am currently reading, or what I'm about to start, and then we'll do the same for you two. And then we might just go ahead and end early today. Emily's on spring break, so she doesn't need the computer, but I'm using Katie's computer, and she needs her computer because she's got homework to do. Katie's doing college classes, so the spring break doesn't fall exactly the same. So last night I started Eggs in Purgatory by Laura Childs. This is the Cackleberry Club series, book 1. I'm using this for the prompt of space, since purgatory is, people believe that's the space between this life and the afterlife. So that's what I'm counting for that. This it's not, I don't know, the vibe of it is not how I thought it was going to be. There's a little bit of light swearing in this, not the F word or anything, but a little more swearing than I was anticipating. And, it's not going to keep me from reading it, but I don't know. I just wasn't quite expecting that from this book, because I have read some of the Tea Shop Mysteries, and I don't remember there being any swearing in that. But what might be the problem is that I'm listening on audio, and I think when I'm listening on audio, I hear the swear words more than if I'm reading in print. Do you guys ever notice that? Hey, why is that? Maybe because when you're reading in print, you can kind of skip over them, but if you're listening, it like you can hear it. So I don't know, maybe that's the difference, because up to this point, I have only read her stuff in print. I've read the first Scrapbooking Mystery and the first 2 Tea Shop. So it's interesting, but I think this is going to be maybe a little more comical than the Tea Shop. It's just a different vibe, a different style. And I barely started Rebecca. For this could count for person or single word prompt, and this is going to be very creepy, I think. So I've heard so many good things about that, and I'm excited about it. Hey Clay, you're back. We were just saying that we're probably going to cut this kind of short, and probably not do a reading sprint, but if you want to show us did you already show us what you're currently reading right now? If you, I'll mute you again if you need to get up and show us what you're reading.
It's on Libby. It's not a
Hang on.
paperback book.
There you
It's
go.
on Libby. I'm reading a book on Libby called 96 Miles. It's a young adult fiction, and it is a fairly new release. It's about a couple of young boys whose father was a kind of a survivalist and worked for a granite company in Nevada. It's set in eastern Nevada in a real remote area, and they have a sudden power outage while he's away on a work trip, and so the boys have to hike 96 miles, or they feel like they need to get to another ranch where they think there's water and things they need to sustain themselves. And so it's about
What's it
them
called?
setting out.
Who's the author?
The author, I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But the title is 96 Miles. And it's
That
pretty
sounds
good.
really
It's not a
interesting.
mystery. It's just suspense about survival by a couple of young boys.
I like survival stories. That sounds really good. I'm going to add that to my TBR. I'm going to look that up on Goodreads. Do you have it on your Goodreads that you're currently reading it, where I could find it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Have you updated it on your Goodreads? Okay, cool. All right, so Tim and Laura, tell us what you're currently reading, and then we'll sign off. I'm sorry, go ahead. You were just clicking real bad, and so I muted you. Go ahead.
I just said I need to update that. I'm about 25% of the way through it.
Okay, awesome. All right, Tim, show us what you're currently reading.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean. Sorry.
I'm finishing The Black Bag
Oh, that's
by
right.
Michael Connolly today, and then I'll be starting 6 Seconds by Rick Mofina.
Okay, and I'm guessing that'll be for the number prompt.
No, time.
Time. Oh, 6 seconds. Okay. Well, it would count for either, wouldn't it? Time and numbers go hand in hand. So yeah.
I finished my prompt for number yesterday. I read The Fourth Rising by Martin Roy Hill. It's in his the third book in his Rick Brandt series, and Rick Brandt is an investigative reporter, and he ends up solving crimes.
It's a reporter that solves crimes?
Yeah, in the Rick Brandt series, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to write that down then. Is that the one that's 6 seconds?
No,
About a reporter?
That was The Fourth Rising.
Okay. I need to write that down because I was looking for something for our mystery book club to read that's about a investigative reporter, because I feel like that's something we haven't read in our mystery book club in my local library.
And that's more of a thriller than just plain mystery. I did read a crime thriller for my place one called The Girl from Paradise Hill, where it's a crime reporter and doing some investigation of some deaths from her hometown in Washington State in the mountains and stuff, and where girls have gone missing there, which is a real good book too.
And who's it by?
Susan Lund. You can download it for free. The first one on Kindle or Nook, I know. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys out there watching, check out Tim's channel. He's got several videos about how to find free books online, like the Gutenberg Library and other sources. So he is an expert at stuff like that. Tim, do you have a blog? I feel like you're a blogger. Are you?
I haven't posted anything for a good while, especially last year with everything going on.
Okay. So you don't have a blog right now, or?
I haven't updated it for a good while.
Okay. I feel like that would be, I don't know. I just feel like you would make a really good blogger. I had it in my head and I was like, does he have a blog? I'm not really good at reading blogs, but I would read your blog. All right, Laura, you told us what you were currently reading and I already forgot.
Oh, I'm reading Death. Did you read that one?
What's it called? Death by what?
Death by Dumpling. The one that.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Did you finish it?
I did. Mhm.
Okay. I'm only like in the beginning, maybe like page 80. But I did have my Chinese food because it was Chinese food, so I was like, so Chinese food for dinner. And I enjoyed it, but it's on my Kindle, and I don't like reading on my Kindle. I'm constantly on my phone, constantly on my computer, and when I want to physically read, I like to have a book. So to read on the Kindle, it's like too much computer for me.
Yeah. Have you ever tried doing the text to talk? It's kind of a robot voice that talks to you, but have you ever tried it?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. The text to talk feature, have you ever tried that?
No. What is?
It's down in the bottom corner. If you click on your ebook so that you have the small screen and you've got like menu stuff around, down the very bottom, there's a little play button, and you can play that, click play, and it will, like a robot voice will read you the book. It's not the best way, but it could maybe get you through a few pages.
Yeah, word or in your Kindle book?
It's on, I think pretty much any Kindle book is equipped with it.
I don't know if my Kindle.
I don't know either. I don't know. Do you have what kind of Kindle do you have?
I
A
have
paper?
a regular Kindle. I don't even have it.
Is it like a Fire or a Paperwhite?
No, it's a regular Kindle. It is a regular Kindle.
Oh, see, I think that's a Paperwhite. So it may not do that. I have a Kindle Fire, which can is just it looks different. It has different stuff on it. So I don't know. Maybe anybody out there would know. I'm pretty sure what Laura just showed is a Kindle Fire. Do y'all know if you can do text to talk on a Kindle Fire, or not a Kindle Fire, a Kindle Paperwhite? I'm not sure. There are different kinds of Kindles. All right, so how about we just go ahead and sign off? Let me turn everybody's mic back on. I've been just trying to keep to mute if we're not talking because we've had some audio issues. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Clay, thanks for taking time. I know you are super busy. Thanks for coming on because I haven't seen your face in a while. I don't know if you guys are going to get to come to the reunion, but I think I did say on my last video, we have my daughter Katie and I are going to fly to Dallas next for Easter weekend and go to our family reunion. So I know our sister's going to be there, but I don't know if Clay's going to get to come or not. So anyway, we have a big family on our mom's side of the family. It's huge. Our mom had 10 brothers and sisters, so they have regular reunions. I think 2 a year, and we haven't been in a long time. So Tim, thank you. Laura, thank you. I will once this uploads, I will put links to their channels. I will also put Clay's Goodreads link so that if y'all want to be friends with Clay on Goodreads, and as well as, of course, all my information. Thanks to everyone out there watching. I've only got one more of these. These are just for March Mystery Madness, and I've got a couple of guests lined up for next week. So I hope you will come. I've still got room for more. So if anyone out there watching would like to come on next week, then let me know. So we're going to sign off. I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you, everyone watching. Thank you for thanks, Clay, Tim, and Laura for joining me. And let's all go read. All right, I'm gonna pick this up at some point today. So, all right, bye bye.